guys, today we're back with another episode of Meet the Pride. Today we have a very special guest for you guys. We hope you enjoy. Feel free to like, share, and leave a comment if you did. Thank you. Alright, Mikomi, go ahead and introduce yourself and tell me what you do at Pridestark.
Hi, my name is Mikomi-chan, and I do a lot of different things for Pridestark. Currently, I am the head of content for Pridestark, so I do a lot of content creation for them, including writing articles, making videos, live streaming, doing photo shoots, anything that you can think of that involves social media and the internet, basically. Another thing that I do is I am the team captain for Pridestark Gaming's professional Overwatch team for the Xbox One. So I manage our team, including like making schedules. I interview and try out players. I have to reprimand players sometimes. I sign us up for tournaments. I make sure that we show up on time to our tournament matches. I reach out to sponsors. And I also try to lead my team through example.
Damn, that sounds like a lot.
It is. I don't sleep as much as I need to.
Don't we all? Well then, follow-up question to that, what drew you to Overwatch?
Well, a few things actually drew me to Overwatch. First of all, a lot of my friends played it. So like whenever I'd go over to their house, I was actually able to play beta with them.
Yeah.
And whatnot. And then I also, I didn't want to spend my money on it initially because I'm very wary of a lot of first-person shooters. I grew up as an RPG girl, so I wasn't really ever big into first-person shooters. And what actually made me want to spend my money on it was the art style. I really liked the art style of it and how colorful it was. I also liked how every character's mechanics were different.
Yeah.
With a lot of fighting games, they're very repetitive. Not fighting games, first-person shooter games. They're very repetitive, and that's one of the reasons why I don't really like them very much. But Overwatch seemed to have a lot of different mechanics for each individual character, and I thought that was an interesting challenge.
Yeah. I mean, I just got it for free from Humble Bumble, and I've enjoyed it so far for that specific reason. Because I started competitive gaming playing game battles in Call of Duty. And then after 2 years of doing very well in game battles, it just got boring because every game was the same thing. So then I switched over to Rocket League and recently just got Overwatch, and it's been a lot of fun trying every single character and trying to figure them out.
Oh yeah, I think one of the big reasons why I'm still playing Overwatch is because the game keeps changing and there are so many different characters. Because like you, I would get burnt out pretty quickly if I was doing COD every day for 5 hours a day.
Yeah, it wasn't fun. Alrighty, well, next question for you is how difficult is it to manage and play on a team and then continue to have real life things, real life tasks?
I'd like to think I balance my real life and then managing my team on a pinhead. I think that's the best way to put it because if one thing goes wrong because of how I have to structure my time, if one thing goes wrong, then multiple other things are going to go wrong. If my day gets messed up. Other than the time management aspect of it, I'd actually say the most difficult part of managing a team is being able to not just have a positive friend relationship with the people on the team, but also being able to maintain a sense of professionalism with the people on your team. Once sponsors become involved and agencies become involved in a team, a lot of things need to become more business-like because it is a business at that point. Money is involved. If money's involved, there's a certain level of professionalism that needs to happen. And being able to reach that middle ground where you're having weekly meetings with your team going over how they need to stream X number of hours for the agency or sponsors and keep encouraging them to continue to improve themselves along with trying to share dank memes with them. Finding that balance where you can be both a pseudo authority figure as well as a friend, I think is the most difficult part.
For sure. Where do you see yourself and our Overwatch team in, say, a year from now?
I see our Overwatch team continuing to grow. We have a lot of talent on our team, and I think that they're going to be able to accomplish a lot of really good things. I also think that I see the team switching over to PC in about a year's time. I see us maybe trying out for a contenders team, maybe an open team in the Overwatch League for those of us who will be playing the game at that point. I also see us doing very well as far as being Overwatch streamers are concerned. I also see us doing a lot for the Overwatch community by hosting tournaments and continuing to compete in community tournaments.
Nice. Yeah, I saw that we have one coming up in December.
Yeah, it's the first time I've ever organized a tournament before. I'm hoping it goes well.
Sounds like fun. Two more questions for you. What tips do you have to offer people trying to break into the competitive scene?
I think what makes a lot of players professional level players, like, yes, mechanics need to be there. Mechanics are extremely important. Nowadays, esports, it's changing a lot. When I got started in fighting games, like almost 10 years ago now, the scene cared more about talent and skill and work ethic than social media numbers and who watches your live stream and stuff like that. Nowadays, sponsors see players and teams and they see dollar signs and money. They don't see, oh, this person is, let's see, one of the top DPS players in this continent. They see, oh, this person has X thousand number of followers, and that equates to X dollars in marketing revenue. A lot of people nowadays tend to overly focus on their mechanics. And while, yes, you do need to be extremely good at the game, and you can't shortcut your ability to like aim, for instance. But I think a lot of people kind of shoot themselves in the foot by not trying to build up their social media, get their name out there. Like, streaming is one of the easiest ways to get your name out there for esports. I think more people need to utilize it. Another thing that I would suggest is to just be a good person. Like, you can be the most talented player in the world, but if you're a jerk and like you represent bad things, like if you're a bigot or if you like promote bullying and things like that, a lot of companies aren't going to want to have you represent them. And a lot of money for esports, like obviously a lot of money comes from tournament winnings, but whenever a player's not in a tournament, they have to have revenue some other way. Some companies will actually give players monthly stipends so they can live on in between tournament seasons. And in return, like, you go and do public events for them, like you plug them on your social media, things like that.
Yeah.
If you're not a marketable person, they're not going to want to put forth the money for you. And so I think a lot of people also need to work on their personalities a bit.
Yeah, for sure. Well, all right. Thank you for taking the time with us, and we look forward to seeing what you and our Overwatch team can do in the future.
Awesome. Thank you for interviewing me.
You're welcome.